A village in Kosovo, where a year and a half since the end of the war, peace is still elusive. The village of Halac, south of Pristina, has 400 inhabitants and is one of the biggest flashpoints for the Finnish KFOR troops in command here. The KFOR checkpoint in Halac is the daily collection point for Ashkali school children. Their fathers are accused by the Albanians of cooperation with the Serbs during the war. In recent months, there have been frequent bomb attacks against the Ashkali. Last summer, 3 men were killed. Parents only send their children to school with military protection. But there are those who are working towards reconciliation. Austrians Father Karl Heimreich and Mark Mastenbroek are from a church welfare group. Since July, they've been helping the Albanians in Halac to rebuild their houses. They've also been helping the Ashkali, the Albanian-speaking Roma, who make up more than a third of the inhabitants of Halac. Each family in the area at least now has a roof over their head this winter. Karl Heimreich knows it's not enough to just preach reconciliation. Without material support, one is not taken seriously at all. But some radical elements in the village put up a violent resistance, not just having a go at the Ashkali, but also the moderate Albanians. The Ashkali hardly dare set foot outside. This is the Ashkali family Heliti. Jakob Heliti was seriously hurt when someone attached an explosive device to the door in the summer. His leg healed, his distrust remained. I have contact with Albanians. If you meet one on his own, you greet each other. If you meet several together, no one says hello. We hardly have food, clothes or shoes, and we're too afraid even to leave the house. But we hope it will get better. The roots of the hatred are here. In April last year, the Serbs massacred 20 Albanians. The Ashkali had to get rid of the corpses. Since the Albanian refugees returned, mistrust has ruled. The patrols of the Finnish troops through Halac can't change any of this. Neither they nor the international police can resolve any of those attacks. Their modestly stated goal is to deter even worse attacks.
The attitude of some of the local people here, they still want to make some kind of ethnic cleaning, and that's of course the number one. And then, well, we don't just have enough resources, because of course police and peacekeepers, they can't be everywhere at all the time.
When the KFOR troops came in June 1999, they were greeted as liberators. But people's expectations were too high. The Albanians neither found wealth nor the longed-for independence. The radicals set the tone in many places. This is where Mark Mastenbroek and Karl Heimreich eat and sleep. Their work also makes them the target of potential terror attacks. Every day, the leader of the Ashkali community joins them in the camper van for breakfast in order to discuss pending work. At the beginning of December, a hand grenade was thrown at the caravan. A grenade splinter pierced the wall here. It's very thin and fragile. Such a thing could have turned out very badly, naturally. Here in Majur, a few kilometers away from Halac, Helmreich already tried to promote reconciliation and has failed for the time being. The former Ashkali and Serb suburbs were burned down after the war and are still completely destroyed. Next year, Helmreich wants to try again. Most of the new houses were renovated with his help, but for now, Majur, the former Kosovo Liberation Army HQ, is far from reconciliation. The Magnesite mine, around which everything used to revolve, lies still. The miners still come in order to save the tunnels. Nobody has work. It's even harder for the minorities to return than the Albanian refugees. It's not the same whether a Kosovo Albanian returns to his homeland or one of the minorities, who still live far away in a very difficult and endangered situation. Would similar projects like the one here in Halach between Albanians and Ashkali, an attempt at reconciliation, also be possible with Albanians and Serbs? I don't think it's that simple yet. That's still a too emotionally loaded issue. This is the K4 checkpoint before the Serb villages in the region. Only those who live here may pass. It's for the protection of the Serbs, the soldiers emphasise. Because times have changed. K4 came here to protect the Albanians from Serbian soldiers. If they now have to disengage, it's largely on account of attacks by Albanians. Here in Serbian Skulenevo, a man in a car roared down the street last August and indiscriminately ran down 4 school children. 1 child was killed, the 3 others were badly injured, explains Lasse Liponen.
And then hit the 3 more.
The Serbs complain about their ghettoisation. They can only leave the village with a military guard. Once a week, K4 organises a convoy to the Serbian boundary. On another day, the women can visit their men in the prison in Pristina under escort. Farmer Milorad Bojkovic says he can't even cross his fields without fear. A relative was shot there. He says he doesn't know why the Albanians want revenge on them. We know who's guilty. The man who started the war. But if the Albanians seek revenge on us, it's false revenge. We do not have freedom here, because the Albanians believe that K4 are here to protect them, and they can take every liberty. Back in Halach, the K4 soldiers are on routine patrol to the mayor's house. They want to be sure that everything's okay. 2 attacks have already been carried out on the mayor. His wife says she only expects him back late today. As a faithful follower of the moderate Albanian leader, Ibrahim Rugova, Ahmet Zakiri has stood out since he won the local election in October by a wide margin. He's conscious of the danger, but he thinks things are on the up. Of course I'm afraid. My family doesn't matter to them, neither do I. But if people are better off, if they have work and money, there'll be no more problems here than anywhere else. Have you ever had the feeling during your time here, I'll give up because there's no point? My God, no. Of course, it's not entirely pleasant spending long months in a small village, and there are setbacks. But there are so many beautiful experiences, and so much encouragement from people living here, so much warmth from them. Things are always moving forward.
Das treibt immer wieder voran.